Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Straub and this is my Module 1 screencast. Starting tomorrow, it will be my 6th year teaching 4th grade. I spent 1 year as a long-term sub in the Wyomissing Area School District, and I've been at Bucher Elementary in the Manheim Township School District ever since. This is my final course in my master's program. I will have my master's in assessment, curriculum, and teaching with the STEM endorsement. Outside of teaching, I enjoy my part-time job at the bar cart in West Reading. I really enjoy baking. I'm a very big Eagles fan. I enjoy spending time with my younger cousins and my family. And I also like being outdoors, going kayaking, taking hikes, and things like that. I think the most challenging part of an action research process would be identifying an area of focus. Since I teach 4th grade, I teach all of the subjects. It would be hard to narrow down my subject group and to pick one area in which I would want to improve. I also think that figuring out how to collect the data would be challenging. Even though we collect data daily, I feel it would be even more time consuming to create new ways to analyze and collect that data to make sure it gives enough information and so that it's meaningful to the process and to the final product. The two most challenging things I think about making action research a daily practice would be just continuing with the practice and the process even when it gets difficult. I was thinking if you had a very challenging student and you were focusing on behavior, at times it might feel like you're not making a difference. So depending on your subject group or what your focus is, it could feel as though no matter what you're doing, a difference won't be made in the end. And the action research topic needs to be one where you'll be able to see the small successes throughout the process. I also think that making sure that your research that you're doing will be meaningful later on. If you make your focus something meaningful, you should be able to easily implement the action research daily because you won't need to change a lot of things. So, for example, I would love to implement STEM activities every single day because I know that's what students really enjoy, but I don't have time to complete those STEM activities or lessons. So if I chose to focus on a STEM area or a STEM activity or STEM engagement, that might not be best because I can't implement that every day. So I think it's really important that when choosing an action research focus, that you pick something that you're not going to have to spend too much extra time on because there's other things that are time consuming as well. So from the two stories that we read, story number 1 resonated with me a little bit more than number 2. As I was reading about her research, I found myself adding more ways to incorporate families or the school community. And then as I continued reading, she stated how they would send the newspapers home and things like that. I think her research was extremely meaningful, not only to the teachers that were involved, but to the students and their families as well. It built a connection and engagement between home and school, which I think is very, very important. And this research team also used student voice as a data point in their reflection, which I think is really important because it really allows for students to take ownership of their learning as well. I've had many ESL students, and I have quite a few this year, that I can see how something like this would really benefit their confidence and just bringing their families into the school community and things like that by sending that home. So a concern that I have would be that if I choose a topic, it becomes a topic that's too difficult to implement. So you choose a topic and you start collecting data and things like that, but then you kind of hit a standstill. And how do you go back from that or change the topic after you've already started working on it? I guess that goes back to just continuing with what you're doing and trying to find ways to make it work. And I'm also concerned that my final outcome of the action research will not be adequate, or that the findings will not be useful in changing my teachings. I really want to make something that is meaningful, that I can implement with many of my students, to really help me grow as an educator. So this is my Module 1 screencast. I look forward to working with all of you this semester.